Hello, everyone, and welcome to Future News Daily, where I bring you the latest advancements in science, medicine, longevity, technology, and AI. Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2022. Let's get started. So, first up, we have an AR combining stable diffusion to generate AI with AR for text-to-image virtual fashion. So called Genie AR, a provider of a low-code web browser-based augmented reality software platform, has announced that it has combined its body tracking SDK with Stable Diffusion generative AI to enable real-time wearable and customizable virtual fashion on any connected device. In recent months, text-to-image artificial intelligence applications, including DALL-E 2, which I use pretty frequently, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion have been released to the public. These powerful generative creator tools can instantly transform any written phrase into a series of stunning visual images, drastically simplifying the asset creation process. Simultaneously, Genie AR has enhanced the virtual try-on experience by delivering full-body tracking to the web browser with its augmented reality engine. The company stated that through the combination of the two technologies, it is now possible to create instantly customizable and wearable virtual apparel in a matter of seconds. Quote, AI is abbreviating the time to create, and paired with AR, that creation instantly becomes a living experience. In a short time, we're talking about an endless virtual closet, only limited by your imagination, end quote, says Bogart Gerber, Vice President at Genie AR. The new demo, which starts out with a plain white hoodie, allows users to type in any phrase to generate an image that instantly applies as texture to the sweatshirt. Users can move through different options or enter a new phrase to generate a new series of images. A demo of the new capability can be found here, which is, of course, up top. You see, of course, the snapping is probably not part of it, but just for the show. It does look pretty cool. Genie AR stated that it envisions the use cases for its new solution to include marketing campaigns, like ugly holiday sweaters, tokenized Web3 apparel, and in-game avatar customization as potential examples. Of course, you can visit the company's website for more information. Yeah. Next up, don't have too many articles for you today, but all pretty interesting ones, I must say. So next up, LG just unveiled Stretchable display, and it could change the shape of gadgets. So even the best foldable phones use fragile inner displays with prominent creases that likely put off some users from diving into this new type of smartphone. But folding phones and other folding devices, and maybe rollable phones, may soon benefit from a new type of display just announced by LG Display. So the so-called world's first high-resolution stretchable display, they're quoting, is the result of 2 years of work completed alongside a number of other South Korean partners. It's built out of the same silicon material used in contact lenses, and as a result is flexible and durable in a way that current folding displays are not. The 12-inch micro LED panel can apparently stretch by 20% to a total of 14 inches. That is impressive. I wonder how the resolution holds up in that environment, or if it's like a dynamic based on, the spatial area. Anyway, it says it can be easily continuously folded or bent without damage. LG in particular boasts about its ability to fit over covered surfaces rather than just fold in half like current flexible devices. These attributes make the display sound ideal for finally eliminating the display crease that currently plagues all foldable phones to some degree. It could also, in theory, make the inner display much tougher than the plastic or plastic/glass laminates that are currently used, allowing for tighter folds as well as greater resistance to scratch or drop damage. LG has bigger plans for this technology than just mobile devices. It also names clothing, wearables, and gaming as potential applications, perhaps meaning that your future monitors, gaming peripherals, and wearables could all benefit from a stretchable display. However, the quality of this display seems pretty basic for now, so that's what I was wondering. LG claims this experimental display offers a pixel density of 100 pixels per inch. While this is no doubt an achievement for a stretchable display, an iPhone 14 display offers 460 pixels per inch, while the inner display of the Galaxy Z Fold, Z Fold 4 actually, has 373 pixels per inch. So, good about 25% of current resolution. So LG has a long way to go to make this a legitimate equivalent to existing foldable or regular smartphone displays, but I'd be willing to bet that's not more than a couple of years down the road from now. It's a similar story with color. So LG claims there's a full color RGB, but modern smartphone displays offer a much wider color gamuts, including double the typical RGB gamut and even the advanced DCPI-3 gamut in case of flagship devices. It's not clear how this full color is just from this description as they advertise. There's no sign of when LG will start mass producing this display or when companies may start using it for their devices, but from this announcement it still feels like it could be years away. That does give LG time to improve the quality of the display to match its flexing abilities. Alright, and next up, ESA, or the European Space Agency, plans to investigate wireless power from space. So this is a similar article, not the same at all, to well, vaguely to if you remember the solar farm article that I had put out a couple days ago. That was actually by Caltech in California, and this is the European Space Agency. So two different people working on similar things, it looks like. So that's even more bullish for that space. And if multiple people, they're in communication. I mean, obviously. So it'll be really, really cool to see where this goes, and I think it's gonna, wherever it goes, gonna get there faster than we think. My intuition. So it starts off. Solar power gathered far away in space is seen here being transmitted wirelessly down to Earth in this looks like I'm sure artist concept, I suppose. Yeah, so it says it's being wirelessly transmitted down to Earth wherever it is needed. ESA plans to investigate key technologies needed to make space-based solar power a working reality through its Solaris initiative. One such technology, wireless power transmission, was recently demonstrated in Germany to an audience of decision makers from business and government. The demonstration took place at Airbus's X-Works Innovation Factory in Munich. Using microwave beaming, green energy was transmitted between 2 points representing space and Earth over a distance of 36 meters. Seems a little, I don't know why they had to put green energy in there. Obviously it's green, but a little redundant. The received power was used to light up a model city, produce green hydrogen by splitting water, and even to produce the world's first wirelessly cooled 0% alcohol beer in a fridge before serving it to the watching audience. For a working version of a space-based solar power system, solar power satellites in geostationary orbit would harvest sunlight on a permanent 24/7 basis, then convert it to low power density microwaves to safely beam down to receiver stations on Earth. The physics involved means that these satellites would have to be large, on the order of several kilometers in size, to generate the equivalent power of a typical nuclear power station, and the same being true for the collecting retinas down on Earth's surface. Achieving this vision would require technical advancements in areas such as in-space manufacturing and robotic assembly, low-cost, high-efficiency photovoltaics, high-power electronics, and radio frequency beam forming. Further research to confirm benign effects of low-power microwaves on human and animal health and compatibility with aircraft and satellites would also be undertaken. ESA's Solaris being proposed to Europe's space ministers at the agency's council at ministerial level on 22 and 23 November will research these technologies. to allow agency member states to make an informed choice on future implementation of space-based solar power as a new source of clean, always-on baseload power, supplementing existing renewable power sources, helping Europe to attain net zero by mid-century. I argue, not just Europe. If this works, it's it sounds like one of the most realistic things that we can do now. It doesn't require, a breakthrough in nuclear fusion, and all. It doesn't require further, not too much further R&D, except the logistics of getting it done. But we have this technology right now. We have tons of satellites in space. All it takes is the extra step of, how to, I guess, more using autonomous technology for low Earth, kind of installation and manufacturing thing, as they say. So I'm very, very bullish on this personally. So yeah, moving on. Apple is reportedly set to start producing VR headsets in March 2023. So that's only a few months away. This is according to supply chain sources cited by Dig Times, a serial Apple leaker. So it suggests the headset will be made by Pegatron, a manufacturing Apple partner. They currently use it for iPhone 14 phones. So it's going to be what's called a mixed reality headset, or extended reality headset, more like, I guess, augmented reality, where it's kind of an overlay on top, so it's not a whole new, environment. So this combines AR, as I said, and VR. So what's the difference? In VR, you're transported wholesale to a fabricated world. In augmented reality, virtual elements are placed onto the real world. In a headset like the Apple Reality Pro, this will likely entail the use of high-resolution cameras that can feed through what you would see normally. Meta's Quest Pro has these pass-through cameras, despite being considered primarily a virtual reality headset. This technique allows for the most immersive experiences, although Apple reportedly plans to release smart glasses in the future too. These will use translucent screens, letting you see naturally rather than viewing your world through a camera, which I tend to prefer. In September, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman claimed the first Apple headset will be called the Apple Reality Pro. He's a reputable source who also agrees the first Apple headset is coming in 2023. But when, they ask. Apple typically holds 3 major events each year. There's one in spring, one around its Worldwide Developers Conference in June, and the big iPhone event in September. Entering production in March makes it sound like we may see the Apple Reality Pro headset as early as April 2023. However, this is in reality a complex multi-stage process. To reach mass production by that stage, trial production runs would likely have to be going on right now. So they talk about potential price points for this. It's expected to use a processor similar to those seen in Apple's laptops and iPad Pro, making it a standalone device rather than a supplementary thing you plug into your computer. It's more MetaQuest 2 than Sony PSVR 2, which means it's a powerful computer and it's going to be more expensive. So Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo suggests it could cost more than $2,000 or 1,750 pounds, making it a niche product many will not be able to afford. However, you might compare it to the MetaQuest Pro, which costs $1,500 in the US and also $1,500 in the UK. This helps to explain why the DigiTimes reports claim that a supply of just some 700 to 800,000 units for the first year makes sense. Apple sold more than 2 million iPhone 14s on a pre-order in China alone, but Apple's mixed reality headset may demand a bolder sort of buyer, kind of more of a niche market. It's the first of its kind, especially. So, don't want to take too much risk in that area. All right. So, lastly, IBM unveils quantum supercomputer, which could reach 4,000 qubits by 2025. This seems like a really, exponentially, extremely ambitious. To have 4,000, I think that the latest Let me just, before I get ahead of myself. Tech giant IBM has unveiled plans for a future quantum-centered supercomputer named IBM Quantum System 2 that will start to come online by the end of next year and reach over 4,000 qubits by 2025. The quantum computer announcement comes on the same day the company revealed its 433 qubit Osprey processor. So that's kind of what I was starting to think of. So if the latest ones have 433, you're talking about a tenfold in 2 years. Well, I guess 2.5. It's possible. It seems pretty ambitious. They have the progression here. So in 2019, I guess the best quantum computers, or at least for them, had 27. In 2020, they went to 65. And then 2021, so it does seem like it's doubling roughly every year. So I guess if you were to extrapolate that, 2023, you would assume somewhere around 850. 2024, you might assume maybe 1500. 2025, maybe 3. So I guess I could see where they're going. I don't know. You might run into some diminishing returns as you go up there, because that doubling seems like it'd be hard to do every single year. Anyway, what do I know? Announced at the IBM Quantum Summit, System 2 is designed to be modular and flexible, combining multiple quantum processors into a single system with communication links between them, allowing for faster scale-up of qubit numbers. It's a building block in IBM's path to quantum-centric supercomputing, which will also allow interaction with classical computers and become accessible through a hybrid cloud. This will allow developers and engineers, quote, to seamlessly integrate quantum and classical workflows, end quote. Jay Gambetta, IBM Fellow and Vice President of IBM Quantum, said 2023 is a major inflection point for quantum computing, the starting point when the quantum-centric supercomputer is first realized and scaling is enabled. He said that it does so by, quote, combining quantum communication and computation to increase computational capacity, end quote. The goal is to have more than 4,000 qubits available in System 2 in 2025, but quantum-centric supercomputing will require more than just a lot of qubits, explained Gambetta in a blog post. He says there needs to be a greater depth and integration. So it says they're targeting 16,000 qubit quantum supercomputers. The eventual goal is to link 3 quantum system 2s together, so that's where they get the 16, driven not just by the processor, but through long-range couplers linking processors. Quote, System 2 is the culmination of our advances into an iconic architecture, representative of the direction we're taking the quantum age, end quote, said Gambetta. IBM also revealed its 100 by 100 challenge. That is where they plan to utilize the 133 qubit Heron chip, set for release next year and based on a modular architecture to crack a circuit made of 100 qubits and with 100 quantum gate steps. They'll carry out calculations not possible with a classical computer within a day, with a low error rate and unbiased results. It ends with a quote, our mission statement is to bring useful quantum computing to the world. We're going to continue to provide the best full-stack quantum offering in the industry, and it's up to the industry to put those full-stack quantum systems to use, end quote. Oh, and I guess here we have a projection for the increase in qubits, kind of just a chart explaining what they just said. So I guess they're pretty much expecting us to hit the exponential curve, of this doubling in 2024, and then really just rocket up, through 25. So you see, so I do see what they're saying. It all goes back to humans are just so absolutely terrible at grasping exponential trends and concepts. Really great person that I listen to explains as well as Jeff Booth. Very good person to look up. I won't go into his thing too much because that's a whole other conversation, but seeing it in this way, I do see where they're coming from, and it is pretty likely they'll get there. So anyway, I will end it there. Of course, you can look this up and read further into it if you would like. It is very interesting information. Um, that being said, this video is for educational purposes only. I will never recommend any investments, solicit your time or money, attempt to contact you on any other platform, or own any rights to the information within this content. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.